I dispose of those papers together.
Off we go to the $300 million negotiation.
Huh? Miss Kisaragi, actually... My name is Keiichi Sato. I work at the sales department of an electric power company, Doki Doki Company. No, it's not here. It's not here, no way. Oh, come on. Oh my. What happened? Are you looking for something? Mr. Unmo, don't you know the file that was here? A file? The documents were all over the place somehow. I know about that document. Oh? Maybe because it was under the air conditioner, the wind blew the paper apart. Yeah, I had it on high wind just a few minutes ago. I dispose of all those papers together. You should clean your desk every day. Didn't you have cleaning time in junior high? You have to clean up properly, Mr. Sato. What? It was the document we're going to use for the $300 million negotiation. Seriously? 300 million? That's a terrible joke. You could have told a better joke, Mr. Sato. No, seriously.
Mr. Sato, off we go to the $300 million negotiation.
Huh?
I would say, but before the business meeting...
Miss Kisaragi, actually... I can't believe that even Miss Kisaragi is in on the joke. What an elaborate joke! It's a masterpiece.
What? All the documents were disposed of by Mr. Unmo?
Yes, I guess he thought it was trash, so he made a mistake.
Are you kidding?
Wow, that was the funniest thing I've heard this year. Thank you so much. Miss Kisaragi, do you like this kind of joke?
I see. I understand now what kind of evaluation you guys have of Mr. Sato. I have to tell you, I don't like jokes that hurt someone. It's true about the $300 million business negotiation.
What? Really?
During the company trip last month, I bumped into Mr. Sato at a hidden gem restaurant. We sat down together and talked about what Mr. Sato wanted to do at the company, and heard why he joined this company.
There was so much coincidence. I envy you, Mr. Sato.
There, I was able to hear about Mr. Sato's sense of crisis about the power company and his dreams for the future. Mr. Sato is aiming for an environmentally friendly electricity supply that minimizes risks. Mr. Sato's philosophy happened to be exactly the same as my dream.
Is that so? Well, that's the first time I've heard that.
The time I spent at the restaurant with Mr. Sato was very enjoyable, and the conversation was very easy to understand. So I decided to proceed with the business negotiations with Mr. Sato. This $300 million deal is for a mega solar project. In other words, a new business that our company hasn't been involved in until now that is environmentally friendly. We were trying to get a great project going, but you guys...
If I knew it was such a huge project, we wouldn't have discarded of the documents. Would I, Mr. Myojin? Exactly, Mr. Unmo.
How dare you say I wouldn't if I knew? You guys laughed out loud when you first heard about the $300 million deal. That's because you think Mr. Sato couldn't be entrusted with such a big project, right?
Well, that is...
I realized how little you really pay attention to Mr. Sato. After talking with you, I felt that you are a serious and wonderful employee who actually works hard behind the scenes. I trust you, Mr. Sato. Let's secure the success of this $300 million deal.
Yes, but...
Fortunately, the other company seemed to have run into some trouble, so the negotiations were delayed by about 3 hours. I was thinking about having a leisurely lunch, but do you have backup data?
Yes, of course. Ah, what a relief. Please let us prepare that data. I am so sorry.
Well then, please print them all out.
Understood.
Let's go to lunch, Mr. Sato.
Yes, ma'am. It seems as if the matter was settled, but... What's this?
What happened?
Some of the content has changed.
What?
Probably Mr. Unmo and Mr. Myojin may have rewritten it, thinking it would help.
Those guys really are...
What's the matter?
Actually, Mr. Sato's boss is a bit of a tricky one. It seems he modified the documents without permission.
Ah, I see. I kind of figured it out, though. That's tough, Mr. Sato. For now, we have plenty of time, so if there are any mistakes, would it be possible for you to correct them and proceed? Yes, I'm so sorry. No problem. To begin with, we'll let you wait for 3 hours, so this is about as much as we can do. Yes. Then, first of all, I'll explain about the revenue model. When considering the sunlight conditions for the land where this mega solar project is being carried out, the price will be about this amount. Wait, with Mr. Unmo's revisions, it's more than 3 times higher. It seems that he has overcalculated the sunlight conditions.
I'm sorry.
Next, I will explain about the selection of equipment and technology. Again, there are inconsistencies in the sunlight conditions, so looking at the revision made by Mr. Unmo, the numbers are set uniformly and large for each solar panel.
Not every solar panel can provide the same performance and electricity in the first place.
It seems that the weather conditions are not taken into account. The materials I created contain data that I have carefully taken into account, so please take a look. So I continued my explanation while correcting Mr. Unmo's corrections. And then, if we proceed with the project according to Mr. Unmo's corrections, we will make 5 times more profit than expected. And the positions of the panels are all messed up, so one typhoon would completely shut them out.
It's so absurd that I can't help but laugh. I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's just too much.
Mr. Sato's explanation was so easy to understand. Thank you. I've heard a little about Mr. Sato from Miss Kisaragi. You're really an enthusiastic and kind person. Do you think so? I think you should be more confident in expressing your opinions. I think what you've been saying and what you want to do, or the efforts you've made up until now, are not wrong. If you say it and it fails, just correct it and try again.
Mr. Kasato is right. I really appreciate you, Mr. Kasato, for your words of appreciation.
I don't like the idea of just watching a wonderful employee like Mr. Sato feel uncomfortable. Don't give up, Mr. Sato. Don't let your academic background or career or anything like that get you down. So now you've proven that in some fields you can do the job better than Mr. Unmo, you know? Yes, I got it.
I was right to have Mr. Sato come to this business meeting.
An hour later, how was it? Was the business negotiation successful?
Mr. Unmo, you almost caused the deal to fall apart.
What?
Why did you take the liberty of altering the documents? Mr. Kasato is an incredibly nice person, so nothing happened. But normally, it would have ended.
Because I'm more used to doing business deals and closing big contracts, so...
Everything that Mr. Unmo added was wrong. As we proceeded with business negotiations, Mr. Sato made revisions each time as we went along. It's only because Mr. Sato is so brilliant that we managed to get through this, right?
What? Huh?
I wonder what kind of work Mr. Sato does.
Organizing small business meetings, preparing documents for the business meetings of Mr. Unmo and Mr. Myojin, and my main job is to correct the mistakes of their documents.
It seems that Mr. Unmo and his team had Mr. Sato and some other employees following up on them.
Well, that's not a big mistake, is it? There should be someone in every company who can provide that kind of support.
Yes, but whether or not he is able to follow through and still be independent and put the contract together, I think it would have been good to have the time to communicate with him every day and consider whether to give him a chance.
Mr. Unmo and Mr. Myojin said that they would give us a chance if there was a vacancy or if they made a big mistake. In the end, we get new employees every year, so our turn will never come. Well, you see,
Anyway, Mr. Unmo and Mr. Myojin were unable to see Mr. Sato's true abilities. This fact is certain. I will take this opportunity to review the employee evaluations on my end.
Understood. I couldn't expect this to happen. Please wait.
Mr. Sasaki,
I think what Kisaragi says has a point, but isn't there a possibility that Mr. Sato succeeded this time because it was a solar panel business?
so what?
I have a concern that Mr. Sato may not be able to achieve such results in other fields. While we do work in renewable energy, including solar panels, it is not one of our primary business areas. So I'm all for giving Sato a chance. but I think it's important to follow the development process. Certainly. In that case, we'll be responsible for creating a training program.
I see. Is that what you were claiming? So, Mr. Sato,
Yes, ma'am.
why don't you come with me? I think it's better for you to try your best at a new company.
What? What? Are you serious?
Here's my resignation letter.
Oh no. Miss Kisaragi, you're the president. You can't quit so easily.
I will resign by all possible means. That's it.
No way.
To be honest, I can't do what I want in this company. Mr. Sato, do you really think this is the company where you can showcase your abilities?
Well,
I hold you in the highest regard. I respect you. Would you please follow me?
yes, I would. Thank you for all the support you've given me. I want to work close to the person who appreciates me the most. See you. I see. That's a shame. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication. And so I quit my job. Afterwards, several employees who resonated with Miss Kisaragi's story also left Doki Doki Company, one after another. 3 months later, somehow the office seems larger now that Mr. Sato and the others are gone. So the people who followed up with us won't be around until next April. From now on, you will deal with your own mistakes, okay? Yes, sir. A month later, there are too many mistakes. That is beyond acceptable. I am so sorry. I know you can get the deal, and I know your sales skills are top-notch. Now, all you need to do is eliminate elementary mistakes and minor disagreements. Yes, sir. I can't believe how many mistakes we've made. Without Mr. Sato and the others, things will stay like this. Doki Doki Company then hired some new employees. But... What? You want to quit? Yes, I do. I can't work at this company anymore.
It's wrong to just cover up our boss's mistakes.
But in the beginning, you can cover up our mistakes and learn the job. No, in that state, it's still hard to fix the main cause of the mistake, isn't it? And to be honest, when we look at your work, there are many things we can do if we try.
It's strange to have a capable employee cover for the mistakes of an incompetent employee.
Even if you can do the job, it doesn't mean you have a track record. Of course not now. Anyway, I'm not happy, so I'm quitting. Oh, no way. Time passed.
We got another great deal again.
But of course, if our company isn't big enough, we won't be able to get big contracts.
You know, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yes, it's true. Anyway, I enjoy working every day. The pay is much less, but the important thing is that it's worthwhile. Or rather...
As long as you have motivation and trust, you can do it no matter how hard it is.
Yes, that was lacking in my previous job. Hello, I hope you've been doing well. Sorry for the sudden visit. May we have a few minutes of your time?
What is it? Do you want us to come back?
Exactly.
No thanks.
Well, can't you please do something about that?
No. Mr. Sato and everyone else are able to conduct solid business negotiations. They are going to grow further. They don't have time to correct your mistakes.
We'll do something about that. We'll share all the responsibility for mistakes and encourage everyone to get involved in business negotiations.
Huh? What kind of change in policy is this?
Well, rumor has it that Mr. Unmo often gets scolded by Mr. Sakaki.
I see. I got it. So you're in a position where you can't reverse your assessment without bringing back Mr. Sato.
Exactly. I beg you, please.
That's even more of a no-go. What about you, Mr. Sato?
I agree. You should have made the choice from the beginning to share the mistakes and work hard together. And nothing has changed in your attitude of pampering Mr. Myojin, who makes a lot of mistakes. There's no way I'd go back to a job like that.
Well said, Mr. Sato. You have grown.
This is all thanks to Miss Kisaragi. After that, because Mr. Unmo and Mr. Myojin made a series of mistakes, they were forced into the position of having to cover up for another employee's mistake. The two continued working, believing that they would get a chance someday, but they couldn't. Dissatisfied, they resigned. They seem to have done reasonably good jobs at their new jobs. They have not changed their habit of spoiling certain employees, and are apparently disliked by both their superiors and subordinates. Incidentally, Doki Doki Company's business performance also declined due to an error at the power plant. On the other hand,
Are you free today?
which restaurant shall we go?
I actually prepared a fancy restaurant.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if you could give me some suggestions that are not only kind to the environment, but also to me.
Thank you so much for giving me the